Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I am starting a little early. We'll talk about it. We got to run through today's watch list, but my goodness, was today absolutely, not only was it insane, but it was absolutely unnecessary. Oh yeah, I have no other way to put it. It was wild. There was rumors. There was rumors of rumors. Even after hours, there was a lot of things. And it was a 4.5% day at one point, and we still closed up 2.5 on the NASDAQ, and the S&P went up about 1.5. It was almost our first back-to-back 2% days in a while. So it was crazy, though, the way it played out. All of the info, I think we're going to get a little bit more in some of this stuff that we were looking forward to this week. You know, the India, Japan, we really haven't heard much about it. You've really heard a lot about China and Jerome Powell, and really that's what you got a lot of. So we got a lot to go over. I'm going to try to get through it because if all goes well, I might make you a vlog. Okay, so I gotta go do something. I'm gonna be meeting up with Papa Answers, not Uncle Answers. You know, so there's an uncle. I have an uncle, and I have a father, and I have a heavenly Father. Amen. But so I'm gonna see. I'm gonna try. There's no promises, but either way, I gotta go help him out. But you know, I might try to make a video. I'll see, but I don't know what he's gonna say, man. You know, like I said, he is. If you think I'm a wild card. Oh, you have no idea. No, I can't go live with him. He's too much. He's too crazy, bro. He's like the Egyptian Kanye. I'm not the Egyptian Kanye. I've been called that, but I think that's not even, I'm not, especially now. But never mind. He's nothing like Kanye. Never leave him out of this conversation. We got to get to it. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're ready for it. But good evening. Hold on. I'm sorry, baby. Don't how rude of me. You know, in my culture, some of you guys, you get into the watch. You say, give me the watch list. I say, my culture, you say hello, good evening, you know, before the business. Let us say hello, a little chit-chat. How are you, Habibi? What's going on? It was crazy. We had some hits today. You woke up to a payday, baby. What up, Gigi? What up, Josh? El Trapato, Anzo, Ryan, TW, Patrick, Luke Cannon, Brave, Young, Accra, Armando. Yeah, the chat is alive. Joey Kakamo, Tim Brady, Tom Brady. So Tim, the Tims and Toms and Bradys and Bobs. What up, B16? Kenyon, Bass, Mr. Orman, Blanca, you say, AOL. Wow, I just short-circuited. You know why? Because I was about to I was trying to at the same time do the dial-up sound out loud and do the, you've got mail. Good thing I did that ADD because I forgot about the Twitch and I looked over. What up, horse? What up, Sasquatch? Wild Boy, 333, Lord Wavy. Oh my, he's a Twitch rights activist. 12 Jimin, and that reminds me, honestly, you know, because on these ones, the market has been insane, you guys. Honestly, it's been insane. You know, even then, I started losing my voice 2 years ago. Some of you have been live for that. You sound so different. I know. Every day I'm live, every day, but. You guys, don't forget, you should go real estate, okay? Because I would be with Colt Real Estate on these Wednesdays. Remember, I was skipping it. And then the market got crazy even today, bro. It's wild. So here's your friendly reminder, and I know they would appreciate it, that you need to get a crib, okay? Just don't forget. You guys are still doing good. Some of you guys got absolutely shocked. But remember, we were talking at the beginning of the year, even your long term, it's not too bad. Again, you're still barely up. You still got a time to make a decision. But don't forget, man, property. And that is going to be a big goal here, but we'll leave that for another time. But shout out to Cole Real Estate, baby. Again, that's why. I mean, it's so different, but I got a couple of off markets recently. But some of you guys, you got scared. Don't let the news scare you, ladies and gentlemen. But right off the bat, today was absolutely ridiculous. and why it was ridiculous, because it was unnecessary. I'm telling you, the after hours moves, the amount of information that came after the bell, but especially the first move in the beginning of the day, and quite frankly, everything this week. Like, as the guy who tells you guys the news, right? I mean, unless we listen to some other news too. I'm not the only one, but oh my goodness. I think this whole entire week is off of nothing. I have a lot of things we got to talk about. But yeah, man, everything has been old. There's no other way to put it. Don't forget, coming in from Thursday to Monday, Jerome Powell getting fired, right? Even the way it played out was damn from the 1968s. That's how old it was, right? And then you had the gap down. Then the next day, again, they're like, he's not getting fired. Even what we had after hours yesterday. Remember we were saying, I was like, dude, Trump did say stuff about China, but remember people were talking 2-3 years? Yeah, dude, nothing reacted. That really, there was like no reaction to it, and then all of a sudden everybody's talking about it. And then later in the day, once again, they're like, yeah, it's going to take a long time, or it's not going to be unilateral. That's what we did today. And the whole point of all of it this whole week is that you've been hearing a lot of like headlines and we've been getting big moves, but I don't think any of this is like fresh info. This is just everybody actually cracked out and scared. I wouldn't even call them crackheads. I would call them fearheads maybe at this time. Or just, again, other factors, the buybacks, God knows what else it could be. Welcome to the stock market, my friends. But that's why I'm saying here, a lot of, even today, there was, I got to go back to that, because we had a huge play. Dude, there was depending on when you got in, I fluked. I still was able to walk away with a couple 100% there. I got some free options and I just rode it out. But dude, there was a massive, first of all the news, remember after hours, we were talking about the China, and then again, Jerome, I never said I'm going to fight. I never said that, show me. I said he's stupid. Maybe replace him. I never said fire. That's a very specific claim. So everybody was feeling good yesterday. They were like, yeah, even he said he's going to lower the tariffs on China. You gapped up today. You were already gapped up like 2%. So you were already doing good. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you were even doing bad. You were already gapped up 2% before anybody traded at the open. And then literally, bro, within 6 minutes of the bell, 6 minutes, is about an hour and 6 minutes after I took my dump, the Wall Street Journal, as breaking news, puts out an article about Trump tariffs walking back and chilling on China. I got it so early. The options didn't even move. I was like, what? You could even hear me. And that's why the plays went from 7 cents to $2. You could have got in at 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents, and you could have doubled your money at minimum. It was and get ready. This was after you gapped up 2%, and it was unnecessary. And the news, again, it wasn't really anything new. And by the end, and then it gets walked back. You hear more, and then we got Scott Bessent. And are you ready for this? You know, all the Scott Bessent stuff even yesterday, and then we found out he was going to be addressing the nation. So he came live today at 10, addresses the financial state. Man, all he did was shit talk the World Bank and the IMF. And then he literally just repeated everything we knew yesterday. That's it. It had no reassurance, nothing crazy. And again, that's where you had your reaction. And then again, it got watered down, and they're like, oh, it's not unilateral tariffs. Trump never said it was a one-way offer. And then after the bell, there was a barrage of headlines on auto tariffs. And even Trump, he was signing bills, and he was saying stuff with China, and he brought up some other stuff. I mean, he even brought up Elon and a couple of other things, but there were just a raft of things after the bell. But like I am saying here, it's just a lot of this stuff today was just like old, but these are massive moves. So if everything is relatively not necessarily new, in the last like 3 days, you've moved like 6 to 7% or more on the indexes just off of like the same thing, just like respectfully just circle jerking the same info. You know what I'm saying? It's actually kind of wild. So, and here's the deal though. Are you ready? Even though you are going up, are you ready for this? I hope you guys learn. I would still argue that this is still tantrum mode. I do believe we will have more chop to come, like we've been talking about. Until it's obvious and clear, it will be very choppy until it's undebatable. But this is still tantrum mode. So I hope you guys learn this, that tantrum mode, it's not necessarily just going down. It's different assets, cross asset. But I want you to see, because like, again, you are reacting to things majorly, but it's not really adding up. Just like on the way down, when the market ignores good things and is like, no, we're going down. Just like this, you could get good, bad, the same shit. I think the market is just going up because now it's going to get even more uncomfortable. Because guess what? If you go higher, even break out a little bit and then get smashed right back down, I'm laughing because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. But, you know, I'm going to take this one as it comes. But how are you going to feel if that occurs? That's not going to make you more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Rather than chopping around even at a low level. So that's what you got to think about here. But I do think we are fully in tantrum mode to a certain degree. So today was fascinating. Tomorrow we're going to really talk about what to expect. But it's going to be a bigger day for the earnings after the bell. But like I'm telling you here, the market is already uncomfortable here. You're kind of now getting to the danger zone to the upside. Danger zone, if you're shorting, you love it for your long term, and you love it if you bought perfect calls on the dip, right? And then we're all going to hate it if we roll a 7 and pop up and then come right back down. Everybody loses. I hope you realize that. But the whole idea, this level right here is what you want to watch for. You have this little baby range, but remember, the post-Liberation Day walkback, this candle is legitimately historic. I hope you guys realize this is history. You know that? This is like Kobe's 81-point game right in front of you. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trading days ago. Did you know that? It's absolutely historic. I took a picture. I put it up on my wall. It's at Mar-a-Lago. The day I historied the stock market. So yeah, but that was a huge day. So getting past this level, I think, is going to be very important. And even then, I think it kind of matches up with the other levels of support, technicals, all that good stuff. But it's going to be key to watch there, and that's kind of the danger zone to the upside. But like I said, if it could break and hold, awesome. If the he has risen rally is great, that'll be, even better. I still think it'll all be temporary, but just be careful depending on how high and how fast we move, especially if it's moving on fluff. But then again, the market is absolutely insane. And just as a reminder, it's not going to get easier. I threw that one out there today on stream. And just remember, the chop is very, very difficult. And even 2022, like we talked about, and that just leads to the final key, it's going to get hard, man, because think about this. We were going over plays. If you woke up today, do you realize, I think almost every single call, like I want to say 80% of calls just went up today. So after the gap up and before the rumor, everything was already up. And then after the rumor, it just got insane. It got absolutely insane. Every call was green. So think about it. This is the way you woke up today was just for no absolute reason. There was a lot of good premium, but that was a huge move. And that was just like the day before, it's 2%. Like I'm saying, it's 6% in a couple of days. This skyrockets the premiums. This makes things really, really rocket up. But now, what happens if you move like 0.25% tomorrow? I'm telling you, I don't even think, especially like in this market, I mean this respectfully. I don't, honestly, this is an invisible person. But like, only in the stock market can like 1,000-pound object just like run and then just stop. Do you understand? No, it's not built up energy. No. No, it's the reverse. It could just die. It's like, I guess it's more tantamount. Never mind. It's a terrible example. I got to control these. I'm going to look at, Kanye, learn from this. We're going to filter those, okay? Because I was about to give you some wild examples. No, just be careful if we slow down tomorrow. So you're moving really big. The way premiums in the market really like changes is when it just stops. So this week has been gigantic. I think the only risk for premium tomorrow is if you just move small, or if you gap up big and then end only 0.1% green or something. Just something tiny. That would be terrible. But that would get people off guard. Again, even more uncomfortable. Because that's what happened the other week. You guys don't remember? We did like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 0.5%, 0.25% after all the volatility. And then all of a sudden, boom, 4% day, everybody gets caught off guard. And then before you know it, every play you go from chasing. Every play that you thought was dead starts to move. And you're like, oh, then and then it creates that frantic back and forth dynamic. So that's what you got to watch out for. Otherwise, if you get it, again, these gap ups, if it just goes one way and we just keep moving large, I think that'll actually be better in a weird way. So watch out. I think that's the only risk for tomorrow. Other than that, keep your eyes out for the earnings and just be careful with the premiums. And remember, there is broader factors we are still looking for. And I mean, dude, I don't know if you've seen it lately, but you've kind of almost spent the whole entire month in this box. I feel like you have been grounded. I'm with you, but like you just got grounded. Do you get what this is like the whole entire month of April. It's just right this. Like I feel like you could reach out and grab it. Just this is your little box. Kind of like a penalty box. Here the cage for S&P below. But because this one wasn't as dramatic. This one you just dropped, chilled. They wanted to really mess with. This was very violent, whiplash. Again, and that's why, people been dramatic, and I'm sure you're going to see more of it. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for tomorrow. You don't have much. Again, you have real estate data. You had hot real estate data today. Hard data is still surging. Meanwhile, hard data is not only surging, soft data is still collapsing. But, I'm surprised with some of the other stuff I'm seeing. But I will give you one thing. Oh, no, that's not the first one. But let's get right into it, man. Right off the bat for the place. I do have a chart to show you with play number 2. But play number 1, Tesla. I got a good pickup on it this morning. They were up, came down. The premiums out of the money. I think they were down. I'm pretty sure they were down. Actually, now that I think about it, where were the Teslas? But I made a play on Tesla, and I like it right now. I think the play is still down on the day. Yeah, these plays are still actually red. The play went green briefly. But I'm up on it. I bottom ticked it. But point is, I was looking for a really big move after that earnings. I think it was surprisingly small. It was still only 7% from the close. And there's been even a lot of auto headlines. They haven't even been reacting. Maybe it takes a little bit, but watch. If Tesla, I think this is either a pump fake and it's not going to last. That's why I made my contracts free. Or we actually start getting, I think Tesla could move another 10% in either direction and get things popping. But I did make a play on it, and look at the premium. So I will show you one. I grabbed the 297s for next week. So it was pretty much in the morning. I got them around like, I think 70 or 80 cents. It was a pretty good deal. And this was in the morning. And I want you to notice this, they're up still, but the contract is still down on the day. And that's what I noticed. This is what I was saying yesterday. So that's why I'm showing you this. Because what were we talking about with the earnings? Like I said, a lot of people were hyped a lot of people got disappointed on Tesla. Tesla did so bad, people got disappointed even if they thought it was going to do bad. I don't know how to explain it to you. You can't like lose after you lost. Does that make sense? I don't know if they feel me. But the point was, there was still like high volatility. You got to be careful there. Pretty much every out of the money option, they got clapped. So I went for them in the morning. You waited like 20, 30 minutes. Again, if Tesla really rocketed, we wouldn't have been able to play it. You would have missed out on that. But since the stock was up in the morning and then came back down, again, this is all that it did here. It was still green. It's not like it was bad. It was still kind of up on the day, but I guess that was pretty large. The contracts were already red. It killed them even more. It bounces up and stays up. We just got a good bottom tick. I made it free at like, I think 130 or like 140. No, a little bit lower than that. But I made it free early. I was a good pickup. I should have held it longer, but that ended up being good. But like I said, I was worried about the pump fake. So that was a good one, but that was play number 1. I'm going to be watching that the next couple of days. Then play number 2, Whirlpool. And this is related to the pretty picture. So watch them for a post-earnings move. I even talked about it for the long term. Somebody asked me if I like them. I do. I'm down on it in the long term. And especially now that we got the earnings, I do want to see where their payout ratio's at, because they had a little issue with the earnings, and right now it's yielding 9%, which is high. And here's the deal. So I do like them for the long term. Long story short on that end, but they didn't really do that good for earnings today. They missed. So this was another situation where, just like Tesla, they did bad, but remember, some of these stocks are down like 20, 30%, even more. Like Whirlpool from the high. Dude, I mean, bro, we bought Whirlpool at what, 80, 90 bucks? I'm down 20% on Whirlpool now, a little less. Right? Y'all don't feel me, bro. So I like it, especially with the yield. That's why you got to watch out. But like, dude, if you bought when we were up, because remember, bro, this year we were up 30% on it. Yeah, bro. I was up 30% on that at one point. I think more. So if that was that's a big change, but they already sold off a ton. So the earnings wasn't that good. And then they started speaking favorably about tariffs. They actually seemed pretty optimistic about returning great American manufacturing back to America. So we heard that today, and I thought that was interesting. And then I saw this chart after hours. Are you ready? This is a good one. This kind of highlights the point that I want you to look out for. Start to see if this thing start to notice the names that are more American manufacturing centric and less, and see if they start to outperform or not, or see if the market starts to reward them. And this chart that I'm showing you, and this is interesting. It's actually very interesting. This is showing you the mentions of better versus stronger in earnings calls. This is crazy. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. Do you understand what this chart is saying? So if you look at the earnings for the latest quarter for now, and if you took like the ratio of like CEOs saying the word better or stronger versus worse or weaker, it gives you a ratio. So does that mean everybody is saying that things are getting better or worse? You see what I'm saying? Some people, a lot of people, are saying it's getting worse. But there's going to be some people who are going to say it is getting better. And that's where, like, look at these earnings moving forward. So that's what I want to start to see. Maybe after this earnings, start to pay attention for the companies that are like, yo, we actually better. If they start to sound more optimistic, see if the market rewards them, see what the market does on the ones that are not. But then again, too, that earnings trap, that story I told you guys yesterday, and how there's been like a lot of guide downs and a lot of bad moves. Even if earnings are coming in bad, it's not really affecting the stock too negatively. So that's what you got to watch out for. And I think Whirlpool was one of them. But that's what I'm going to keep my eye out for. We'll see tomorrow kind of how people react, and even with all the other news and headlines. So watch out for that. And then now, this one, since I don't have as much time with you guys tonight, I am this one's crazy. Are you ready for this third play? I did not disappoint. If you thought this watch list was not going to be hot, then you failed. No, this one's hot, bro. I got something for you. But I'm scared. I'm not going to do it, okay? But I'll give you the idea. But I'm not doing it. Okay? But I'm not doing it. Is that fair, or do you want me to just walk away? I could walk away. I'm not going to do it. I could just not tell you. And you'll never know. You know, you don't ever got to worry about it. You can walk away right now. I guess we'll never know. Don't walk away. Let's see it. It's amazing. I feel uncomfortable when you say it like that. Let's see it. What? Nasty. UVXY. Trump coin. I beg of you. Please, coin, sir. Echoes of the suspicious Trump coin. Look at that. You see that, though? So that's good. Good thing I do a little bit of theatrics sometimes. Because it just highlights how nobody have any fucking clue. Yeah, ain't nobody, everybody really off. Yeah, nobody. I got y'all all over the damn asset. This is a cross-asset phenomena right here. Y'all everywhere, bro. All right, well. This is what they wanted. They also chose to crucify Jesus. You could have walked away. I do want more pizza. Oh, you meant the stock. Yeah, that's going to be a problem with that ticker. Because you type pizza. I do want pizza, but not like the stock. I had enough with my amount, but it's a good stock. I like it for now. Lord, forgive me, but I'm not doing it. The play, my friends, it is actually gold. But this time, a short. Yeah. 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 I know, bro. No, I mean, I'm not doing it. I have been asked this question every single night. Oh, and now y'all. I've been asked this every night, bro. Do we short code? My name is Elon Musk, and if we send money, we could bring. If we short code now, we invest in Bitcoin. we could put it into Doge, and that way we can we can lower the deficit. So here's the deal. I'm just giving you info. The other day on the dollar was batshit. I even went live and told you it was batshit. Like I said, I was like, it's a big day, bro. Everybody was very sanguine about the dollar and that little yield reaction. Remember? So the last couple days, the dollar dropped hard and bounced hard. And now the euro, it has ran up a ton. And it's at like a crazy point right now. So it's either like winner take all kind of to a degree. It's either euro breaks out and takes everything, and that only way you do that is with a weaker dollar, or euro ain't really got the juice, and that's it for now. Dollar chills out, and maybe gold goes down for a little bit, or just maybe it stops going up. But like I told you, I ain't fucking touching this. I get it, but I'm not. I hope you get it too, and it could be something to watch, but I don't give a fuck how much you understand. I'm not doing it. So good luck. God bless America. Thank you to the veterans, but like I'm telling you, that is all you, bro. If you would like to dabble in that, because people have asked me this a lot, but this is an interest. Again, it's all happening right now in the last 48 hours. Again, you had record moves on gold up, record inflows, record outflows. So, like, look, you just had a crazy-ass move, and that was kind of your short to a degree. You guys were asking me yesterday, and I'm even saying, I don't want to touch this. I don't want any part of this shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you do your own thing, but, again, even to a degree, I'm pretty sure this fucking inverses the dollar almost directly to a degree, but there's just way too much going on. It's not going to be a perfect inverse, but I would even look at the euro and watch, and you'll see what I'm saying there. Go pull out a 10, 20-year chart on the euro. I'm going to start sounding like fucking Hugh Hendry, but pull out, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it's a very key level historically. So we'll see. But either way, good luck with that, and I hope you like these ideas, but either way, I got a few minutes for questions, but I do got to get going a little earlier. That's why we started earlier. Some of you might be stuck in time even on the damn recap. I think the yen is really in play as long as the bonds are broken. That's it. That's your Japanese alternative. As good as cash? No? Mm-hmm. You like spy calls better? That's good. That's a statement, but I feel I like a long term. I'm just down with the long term. Trump wants to do a new Plaza Accord. They've ever since last couple of months, there's always been rumors of the Mar-a-Lago Accord, and with all the Powell drama, I wouldn't be surprised if Powell gets an invite. I think Powell would like it. I think Donald Trump, Barron, whatever fucking intern passes on the info, I don't know who, whatever one. Listen. Hear me out. You get the Grateful Dead to go to Mar-a-Lago, and you invite Jerome Powell over. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's what you do. I don't even know the guy, but I'm just saying that'd be a good gesture. How can he refuse? How could he refuse, bro? He is a deadhead. I don't even know what that fucking means. I do, but I don't. But I do, but I don't. But, yeah. Well, how do you think the media would react to that? Do you think they would be more pissed? I don't think they're ready for that. What would you guys do if Donald Trump, instead of like being mean to Powell, just tried to bribe him? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you all take that, Bloomberg? No, for real. Like, what if instead he was like, I think Powell is a smart guy. I bought him a new car. Here you go. I'm giving the Fed more power, more money. You could use Mar-a-Lago on the house, Grateful Dead every day. Every day for Jerome. Like, what if they were like really nice to him? Like too nice. And then he played along too. And he like, you know what I'm saying? Like he blushed and he couldn't resist. He was like, fuck it. Bob Menendez, give me the gold. What? You know? Anything could happen. But either way, that was just a little thought experiment. But yeah, that's so. But Mar-a-Lago Accord, Trump, Powell. There's a lot out there. But for now, that's all in the realm of we got fucking bigger problems. But that could be a solution. So who knows? Would I short gold? I'm not touching it. No, man. I'm celibate from gold, bro. I'm not. I don't do it, bro. That's all. Like, dude, I have friends who do drugs. That's fine with me, man. Go ahead, do your thing. But I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good, dude. I'm not touching. I'm not. You know, I even had a philo about like trying to. You got to move. You got to be able to move without the answers. I don't even want the answers for gold. You know what I'm saying? I'm done with it. You know, it has to. I hold it. I hold physical gold. I've been on that. I think I've been telling y'all this for a decade almost, and I'm not even Peter Schiff. So, but I think speculating on it at this moment, I'm out of the game, bro. I'm out of the game, you know? That's it. You know, the best drug dealers quit. I don't, so anybody out there, if you've hit a couple, I have no other way to put it, man. I hope you guys do good, but I'm just saying some of these, I'm not on it, man. I'm not on it. But good question. I hope my funny answer doesn't offend because I just don't like it, man. Like I said, I there's some info. I hope it helps, but you got to really you can play it small. That's always how you do it. If you ever want to play something and you're scared of it, you play it small. I just don't want to touch it because I know it's going to happen. I've done this before, and I don't want to get involved in it until it needs to level out for me. It needs to chill. I need a little calmness. I'm cool with calmness too. You know, at the end of the day, these moves are historic and it's amazing, and you're making money if you had it. And there was and we hit our opportunity pretty much last year, but at some point, it's just I think at this point I'm almost sitting out. We already got our licks in. Yeah, but if you keep it small, that's always the way you do it. If you really insist, you could go small either direction, but you got to be careful. Like I said, you know, I've been talking about it today, even today. Be safe. This market, you know, I'm yelling. I'm saying, fuck you, Wall Street Journal. Fuck you, media. It's because, like, they create a very dangerous environment. I'm saying, bro, it don't matter. I saw people today blame Donald Trump and Scott Bessent for the premium scam. They're like, he's in on it. I'm like, it was the Wall Street Journal. We already were gapped up 3%. 2%. The premiums were already fucking up. You know what I'm saying? And then it was the Wall Street Journal ass old headline that made an option go 7 cents to $200. What? So, yeah. That's why I'm like, man, you know, it just be safe out there, regardless of your political opinion. They don't give a fuck. So just watch out. That's why I'm saying there's no sides on Wall Street deep down. They all hide behind their computer screens. You know that? Wall Street, it's the same thing, bro. So trust me. No, just trade responsibly, my friends. That's why you got to watch out. That's why especially after the first couple of weeks of this, yeah, you guys haven't noticed every headline. I'm always like, yeah, just watch out. You cannot trust any headline. So no matter what, even if there's a move, even if people react, bro, it's even, I guess, because it'll stay up for a little bit. But, you know, a lot of things, really, it's just like you get rumor, walk it back, then Trump says something, some weird old or new vibe from after hours, then you play that over and over again. So just be wise. Be smart, protect yourself, and you will be good, my friends. You will be good. But Chattadonia, I love you. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful evening. But I got to get going. I know. You enjoy it, but I will see you tomorrow morning, okay? Rest up. Friday Junior. Yes. Yeah, does he know it's not Friday? I know. Friday had his son called Thursday. He named him Thursday, but the real people in the family know he's his Friday Junior. So you have a good day, Chattadonia, a good evening. Enjoy your evening. And again, move without there's just that version of yourself. You got time to watch the philo if I'm ending it a little earlier. So God bless you all. Have a good one. Finger to the sky. Peace out. Or not.